Today we are going to discuss first chapter of your syllabus, number system. Let's draw a number line. This is a number line with center as 0. This is positive x-axis. This is negative x-axis. 0, 1, 2, 3. Side -1, -2, -3. If you start from the point 0 and if you move towards a positive direction, which all the numbers you get collected? You will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, 49, 50 and so on. These numbers are called as natural numbers. We can denote it using symbol n. Then you come all the way back, pick up 0 and collect along with these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. These numbers are called whole numbers. Natural numbers along with 0 are called whole numbers. It is denoted by using W. You can see that towards the negative direction of the number line, there are many negative numbers. Pick them also along with these numbers. See what do you get? -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. Then you have 1, 2, 3 and so on. These numbers are called integers, which are denoted by the symbol Z. Z is equal to integers, that is natural numbers with the whole numbers, or we can say whole numbers along with the negative numbers are called as integers. Now here we can see that on the number line, along with this positive or negative integers, or negative numbers, or all the integers called as, you have some other numbers called as 1/4 here and 1/2 or 2/3, 3/2 and all. These numbers are called rational numbers. The number R is called as a rational number if it can be denoted in the form of P/Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. Let's take an example for this. 2. 2 is a rational number. How come we can denote 2 as 2/1? Where P is equal to 2, Q is equal to 1 and Q is not equal to 0. Here we can see that if Q becomes 0, then the value will become infinity, which is unpredictable. Therefore, Q should not be equal to 0. These are called rational numbers which can be denoted by using the symbol Q. We can tell that -205/207 is also a rational number. Say -4 is also a rational number. Then 2, 4 or 3/2 is also a rational number. Now we will take an example of a rational number 1/2. If we multiply the numerator and the denominator with 2, then what do we get? 1 into 2 by 2 into 2, which is equal to 2/4. The 2 and 2 will get cancelled if we do in the reverse form. Then we will get 1/2 again. Then we will multiply this 1/2 with some other number called 3. 1/2 into 3, 1/2 into 3. Okay. On both numerator and denominator side, what do you get? 3/6. And you can multiply with 5, which is equal to 5 into 2 is 10. See, all these numbers 2/4, 3/6 and 5/10 represent 1/2. So these numbers are called equivalent rational numbers. These are called equivalent rational numbers. We can write it as 2 by 4 is equal to 3 by 6 is equal to 5 by 10. All these are equal. So these are called equivalent rational numbers. So we'll write a rational number. The pure definition of a rational number is, you can tell R is a rational number if it can be denoted in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and they should not have factors other than 1, and Q is not equal to 0 is the pure definition of a number. Now we'll see what are real numbers. You have seen natural numbers, you have seen whole numbers, then integers, then rational numbers. All together are called as real number, including the irrational numbers. Real number are 0, 1, minus 3, 5 by 2, minus 6 by 7, root 2. This is an irrational number. We'll see what is an irrational number later. Pi, whose value is 1.41, and cube root of 8 or cube root of 4, anything. All these numbers combinedly called as real numbers. We can tell that any point on a number line, if this is a number line, any point on a number line represents a unique real number. Now let's see what are irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are the numbers which are not rational. We can say the numbers which are not rational are the numbers which cannot be denoted in the form of P by Q. Cannot be denoted in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0, are called irrational numbers. The irrational numbers are first discovered by Pythagoras in 400 BC. These are irrational numbers. Let's take example of irrational numbers. Root 2 is an irrational number. Root 5 or cube root of 5. Anything which comes with the root is an irrational number. We can say that this root is called radical sign. Any number which comes with a radical sign is an irrational number. Now let's solve the problems on rational numbers. Find 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. This is an exercise problem. You have to find how much 5 rational numbers. We can know that there are infinitely many rational numbers between these two numbers. How do you find the 5 rational numbers between two numbers? Is there is one easy method. Let's take 1 as R and S as 2. You have to perform R plus S by 2. That is, you can say 1 plus 2 by 2 is equal to 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is a rational number. You got, again, make R as 1 and S as 3 by 2 now. Add again 1 plus 3 by 2. Here 2 is the LCM, that is 1 into 2 is 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5 by 2. Then you can do, so you have got 2 rational numbers, 3 by 2, 5 by 2. Again, you can make R has 3 by 2, S as 2. You can solve it. 3 by 2 plus 2 is equal to, 2 is the LCM, 3 plus 2 into 2 is 4, which is equal to how much? 7 by 2. This is also a rational number. We got 3, 7 by 2. Then make 5 by 2 as R and S as 1. You can take any combination of, you can take 3 by 2, take 3 by 2 by plus 5 by 2 also. Then 5 by 2 plus 1, which is equal to, 2 is the LCM, 5 plus 2, which is equal to, sorry, we have got 3, so we can take it, take 2 again. If we take 2, then this is 4. 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 by 2. We got how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more is 7 by 2 plus 1 will take. 7 by 2 plus 1. That is 7 by 2 plus 1, which is 7 plus 2, 9. The same we got. Or else you can take 9 by 2 plus 1. 9 by 2 plus 1, which is 9 plus 2 by 2, which is equal to 11 by 2. So here we got 5 rational numbers. This is one way. The other method is a short method. I told you to find out 5 rational numbers. Take 5 plus 1, okay, which is 6. Represent this 1 using 6. How do you represent? If you write 6 by 6, then you will get 1, right? If you want to get 2, then you have to write 12 by 6. 6 1 times, 6 2 times. 6 into 2 is 12. So you will get 2. How many numbers are there in between? 5 numbers are there. You can write it down. 7 by 6, 8 by 6, 9 by 6, 10 by 6 and 11 by 6. Here you got 5 rational numbers. Now we have seen what are numbers, what are real numbers on a number line. Represent real number on a number line. Consider a number line. 0, this is 1, this is 2. X dash, this is minus 1, this is minus 2. Now consider a square of 1 unit, that is OA, this is BC, OA, BC, okay. Now this is of 1 unit, square of 1 unit, so we can place this on a number line. Let's place the square OABC on the number line. A, B, C on the number line. This is of 1 unit. Here we know that OA is 1 unit, AB is 1 unit, so CB and so CO. Join OB. Now we know these two values. This is 1 unit and this is 1 unit. We have to find the value of OB. How do you find the value of OB? As this is a square, this angle which is formed by line OA and OAB is a right angle. So OAB, triangle OAB is a right angle triangle. So we can use Pythagoras theorem. What does the Pythagoras theorem tell? The square of the hypotenuse, this is the hypotenuse OB, square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. That is OA square plus AB square. Let's substitute the values. We know the value of OA. What's the value of OA? Is 1. 1 square plus 1 square. This is OB square. We want the value of OB. Therefore, we can write OB is equal to square root of 1 square is 1, 1 square is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Therefore, OB is root 2. We have found the value of OB, which is root 2. How do you locate root 2? Take a compass, make O has an origin, draw an arc at B. It will intersect at some point on the number line, which is root 2. You have found a real number, located a real number on a number line, which is root 2. You can do it for root 3, root 4, root 5 and all. How do you do? Here you have found out for root 2. Draw a perpendicular line for OB. OB, it's a perpendicular line of 1 unit. Then join O, take it as D. Join OD. Then this will be your root 3 because this is root 2 and this is 1 unit. How can you calculate? OD is equal to root of OD is equal to root of OB square plus DB square. OB square plus DB square. We know the values. What's the value of OB square? OB, root 2. Root 2 whole square plus DB square. DB, that is 1 square. Square root and 2 and square root will get cancelled. So that is 2 plus 1, 3. So this is root 3. Now we have got the value of OD, root 3. If you want to locate root 3, what do we do? Take 0 as an origin, take compose and then draw an arc. There you get a point, root 3. Let's do the problems on real numbers again. Take rational numbers. Let's take 3 rational numbers. 1 by 7, 10 by 3 and 7 by 8. Let's divide the rational numbers. Let's take 3 first. 3 into 3 is 9. 1 is the remainder. Then take a dot, take 1 0. 3 into 3 is 9. Then 1. 3 into 3 is 9. This doesn't end. The quotient will continue. These kind of numbers are called non-terminating recurring numbers. It doesn't terminate and it will recur. It goes on repeating. That is, we can write it as 3.3 bar, where 3 bar represents 3.333 and so on. Okay. Now let's take one more. Let's divide 8 by 7. Let's divide 7 by 8. 8 into 8. Then comes 6. Then how many times? 6, 0. 7 za. Then 4 is a balance. 0. Then how many times it goes? 5 times. So the remainder is 0. These numbers are 7 by 8. The answer is 0.875. These numbers are called terminating non-recurring numbers. You have one more, that is 1 by 7. The 1 by 7 value would be, what's the value of 1 by 7? 0.142857. Then it repeats 142857 and goes on. So here, which number is recurring? 142857 is repeating. You can write it as 0.142857 bar. This is how you represent this rational number. We can tell that by all these examples, we can tell that the rational numbers are terminating, it can be terminating, or it can be repeating or recurring. Non-terminating, repeating. It doesn't terminate and it will repeat. Non-terminating, repeating or recurring. Okay. Now let's take irrational numbers. Let's take two irrational numbers. 1 by 7 and 2 by 7. 1 by 7 and 2 by 7. If you divide 1 by 7, what the value you have got? 0.142857 bar. These are the two rational numbers. We have to find the irrational numbers between these two rational numbers. 2 by 7, the value is 0.285714 bar. Now we have to find the irrational numbers between these two rational numbers. The irrational numbers are non-terminating and non-recurring. Those are non-terminating. It doesn't terminate, but it doesn't recur. It won't repeat. Like we have written 3.3 bar, where 3 goes repeating. But here in irrational numbers, the value doesn't repeat. Therefore, it is non-terminating and non-recurring. So, your irrational number is non-terminating and non-recurring. If you have to find the irrational numbers between these two rational numbers, then there will be infinite number of irrational numbers. One such number is 0.150, 150, 150, 150, then 150. See, this goes on, but you can see that the value is not repeating. Sorry, here 2 zeros and here 3, 4, 1 more. The value doesn't repeat. This is one example for the irrational number between these two rational numbers. You can find many. So you can see that the value is greater than this value and less than this value. You can find many such numbers which is greater than this and less than this. So it becomes which is non-terminating and non-recurring. Let's see exercise problems on rational numbers. Suppose if they give, show that 3.142678 is a rational number. How do you solve it? This, show that 3.142678 is a rational number. Which number you call it as a rational number? The number which can be written in the form of P by Q. So we have to represent 3.142678 in the form of P by Q. How do you represent? Write 3.142678. Go on shifting the decimal places. What do you get? If you shift this point towards right side, then you can take 1 0 below to the denominator. Then you shift one more, 0, shift here, 0, 0, 0, and it's finally become a non-decimal number. So the value is 3142678 by 1 followed by 6 zeros. Or you can write it as simply, see, if you have 3.142678, then 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 numbers you have, 6 places you have after the decimal point. Therefore you have to write 6 zeros below and remove your decimal point. So this is how you represent a rational number, a number in a rational number form. Let's take one more exercise problem. Show that 3.3 bar can be expressed in the form of P by Q. How do you represent this in the form of P by Q? Let's consider the number 3.3 bar. Okay, we can write it as 3.333 and so on. Will you agree? Let's take x is equal to 3.333. Assume. Let's solve the problem. Assume x is equal to 3.333 and so on. Then multiply x on both the sides. See, if you have one recurring number here, so you have taken 10. If you have 47 bar, 0.47 bar, then you have to multiply it with 100 because you have two recurring numbers. Multiply with 10 on both the sides. 10x is equal to 10 into 3.333 and so on. 10x is equal to, if you multiply it with 10, the decimal place will shift towards the right side to 1 point. So it becomes 33.333 and so on. You can represent this as 10x is equal to 30 plus 3.333. Will you agree? If you add 30 to 3.333, then you will get 33.333. Then from here we can make note that 3.333 value, we have assumed it has x, substituted 10x is equal to 30 plus x. We can bring x to the LHS side, then 10x minus x became 9x is equal to 30. So x is equal to 30 by 9. We can represent 3.3 bar in this form. Now the value is 30 by 9. So we have represented this value in the form of P by Q. Next is representation of real numbers on a number line. Real number, let's take one real number, 2.665. This is a real number. Let's represent it on a number line. First step is, take a number line, take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2.665 of course lies between 2 and 3, because see, this is 2.665 is less than 2, sorry, greater than 2, and it is less than 3. 2.665 is less than 3. Magnify this part. Draw one more number line with 2 and 3. This becomes 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9 and 3. Now here, from here we can make note that 2.665 lies between 2.6 and 2.7. Of course, then magnify this part again between 2.6 to 2.7. Draw one more number line, right? 2.6, 2.7, which can be divided as 2.61, 2.62, 2.63, 2.64, 2.65, 2.66, 2.67, 2.68, 2.69. Now 2.665 we need. Here 2.66 we got, then we want 5 more, that is 2.665. So it lies between 2.66 and 2.67. Magnify this part again. Let's write down it here. Magnify this number line. This is 2.66 and this is 2.67. Now it comes 2.661, 2.662, 2.663, 2.664, 2.665, 2.667, 2.668. Much farther we have to write. 2.664, 2.665, 2.667, 2.668, 2.669. So here we want 2.665. Here we got the value 2.665. We have located the real number on a number line. We can do this for recurring numbers also. Suppose say you have a number called 3.3 bar or 3.75 bar. Take 2 5 decimal places or 4 decimal places, then it will get 575. Let's take 4 decimal places, 1 2 3 4, and then solve the problem. Or else take 3.33333. We have taken 5 decimal places and then locate this number on a number line. Next is operations on real numbers. Suppose if you have a real number, root 6 minus root 6, root 2 by 3, 5 by 4, all these are real numbers. It may be rational, irrational or a whole number. Everything comes under real numbers. We have exercise problem. Check whether check whether 7 root 5 is an irrational number. See, as we have root here, and if we simplify this, see, we have find out the value of root 5, square root of 5, and we have multiplied it with 7, then we will get some value with decimal places. If that number is non-recurring and non-terminating, then that number is an irrational number. You have to simplify it. See, root 5 value is 2.236 and so on. then you will get a value. From that you can conclude that whether it is a rational or irrational number. Let's move on to next exercise problem. Add 2 root 2 and plus 5 root 3 and root 2 minus 3 root 3 is the problem. So how do you do it? 2 into root 2 plus 5 root 3 plus root 2 minus 3 root 3. Here we have root 2, here also we have root 2, so group them. 2 root 2 plus root 2 plus 5 root 3, here also we have root 3 minus root 3. Group them. Now you can take root 2. Root 2 is common here. So the value becomes 2 plus 1. If you take root 2 out, then the values remained here is 2 and 1. So if you multiply this 2 plus 1 with root 2, then you will get the same value back again. Plus here which is common? Root 3 is common. Take it out. The value is 5 minus 3. Here we have 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 root 2 plus 5 minus 3 is 2, which is 2 root 3. This is the final obtained answer. You have one more problem. Multiply 6 root 5 by 2 root 5. 6 into root 5 to 2 into root 5. Here root 5 are common. So we can multiply these two. 6 into 2 is 12 into root 5 whole square. Root 2 and 2 will get cancelled. That is 12 into 2, which is equal to 60. This is the answer. Next is, let's consider a line. Consider a line AO of 3.5 units. Extend AO 1 unit and call it as C. Then you will get the center point. Let's take it as B. AB is of 3 units. BC is of 1 unit. Now it is totally of 4.5 units. Let's take the center point of this 4.5 and call it as O. Take O as origin. Draw an arc from A, C to meet at C. Now draw a perpendicular for the line AC at B. It will intersect at some point, call it as D. Now the value of AB is 3.5 units, then the value of BD is root of 3.5. Now we have to show this. Let's take it generally. Let's take generally as this is x unit, this is x units and this is 1 unit. BC is 1 unit. Then we have to prove that BD is root of x. Let's prove this theorem. Now should not consider BD as x, root of x. It should be, BD should be perpendicular to AC. From here, this is the midpoint of AC. So OA, OC, and if we join OD, OA, OC and OD are the radius of this circle, not circle, semicircle. Okay, the radius of the semicircle is OA, OC and OD. All are same. OA is equal to OC is equal to OD, which is equal to x plus 1 by 2. Why x plus 1 by 2? Because this is x and this is 1. AC has become x plus 1. The radius is half of the x plus 1, which is equal to x plus 1 by 2 is the radius. Now we will consider the triangle. Consider triangle OBD. This is a right angle triangle. Of course, as this is a perpendicular to AC, this is a right angle triangle. We know this value. What the value of OD is? X plus 1 by how much? 2. We know the value of OB also. We can calculate the value of OB. Let's calculate it. OB is equal to AB minus AO. OB is equal to AB minus AO. AB minus AO. We know the value of AB. What is the value of AB? X minus AO value. This is AO is x plus 1 by 2. So the value became 2x minus x minus 1 by 2. If we take 2 as an LCM, that is 2 into x is 2x minus x minus 1 by 2, which is equal to x minus 1 by 2. So we have got OB value. OB value is how much? X minus 1 by 2. We have got OD value. We can find PD value. How do we find? Using Pythagoras theorem. Let's erase all this. OD square is equal to the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides, that is OB square plus BD square. OD square is how much? OD, that is x plus 1 by 2 the whole square is equal to OB is how much? X minus 1 by 2 whole square plus BD square. We can further simplify this. Let's write it down here. That is x plus 1 whole square by, we can divide the square to the numerator as well as the denominator, that is 2 into 2 is 4. Let's bring this x minus 1 by 2 to the whole square towards LHS, then it becomes minus of x minus 1 whole square by 4 is equal to BD square. Let's write it down here. That is, from here we are writing BD square is equal to x plus 1 whole square. We can expand it. That is x square a square plus, this is a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab by 4 minus the same a square plus b square minus 2ab by 4. If you simplify the value, there comes 4x by 4, which is equal to x. BD square is equal to x, therefore BD is equal to root of x. Now we have proved that the BD is equal to root of x. Suppose say if BD is 3.5 units, sorry, AB is 3.5 units, then the value of BD is root of 3.5. If it is 2 units, then BD is root of 2. If it is 4 units, then BD is root of 4, which is equal to 2. How do you represent it on the number line? Same. Take O as origin and draw an arc from BD. It will intersect at a point on the number line. Then this value is root of x. Next are the exercise problems we'll see on real numbers. Before that, we'll see the laws of exponents. If you have a base called A, and if the exponent is m for it, and if you have one more base called A, and if the exponent of it is n, and if you are multiplying two, say these two numbers, then you can write the base as it is, as the base is equal, and you can add the exponents. This is the one law of exponent. Other one is, if you have a power n whole power m, then you can write it as a power n into m. Then if you have a power n by a power m, if you are dividing two numbers which has the base same and exponents are different, then you can write it as a power n minus m. You can subtract the exponents. How this value comes is, so you can write this a power n by a power m as a power n into 1 by a power minus m, plus m. A power m. A power n into 1 by a power m. You can write it as a power m n into a power minus m. If it come to LHS, to the numerator, if the denominator value a power m, if it comes to the numerator, then it will become a power n into a power m minus m. So the first law we can apply. If you have the base same and the exponents are different, then you can add them. So if you add it, then it will become n plus minus m, which is equal to a power n minus m. This is one law. Now consider some irrational numbers, root of a plus root of b. If you have one more number called root of a minus root of b, how do you simplify these two? You know that x plus a into x minus a is equal to x square minus a square. This is the formula. You know this. Apply this here. Then the value becomes root a whole square minus root b whole square, which is equal to a minus b. So we can tell that root a plus root b into root a minus root b is equal to a minus b. Suppose if you have taken a here, a, and here also a plus root b into a minus root b is a square minus b. For root b will become b and a will become a square. Okay, this is one. And if you have a plus root b into root c plus root d, root a plus root b into root b plus root c, if you multiply this, then you will get root ac plus root ad plus root bc plus root bd. This value you will get. And you have one more, root a plus root b whole square is equal to, this is a plus b whole square. How do you write? A square plus b square plus 2 into what is a? Root x, root a, and b is root b. Root a into root b. This root and 2 will get cancelled, 2 and root will get cancelled. This is a plus b plus 2 into root of ab. So we can remember root a plus root b whole square is equal to a plus b plus 2 into root of ab. Let's move on to exercise problems. Simplify the following expression: 5 plus root 7 into 2 plus root 5. Looking at the previous identity, we can solve this. What do? This is a plus b into a minus b. You have to multiply the value. 5 into 2 is 10. Let's write it here. 10 plus 5 into root 5 is 5 root 5 plus take root 7. Root 7 into 2 is 2 root 7 plus that is root 7 into root 5 is root of 7 into 5 is 35. Okay. Now you can simplify this. That is 10 plus, as you don't have any common factors, you can write it as root 7 into root 5. If you want 1, you can take it as a common. 10 plus 5 root 5 plus, here root 7 you have common, then it becomes 2 plus root 5. You can simplify again, or else you can stop it here or here. This is how you simplify the equation. Rationalize the denominator. Rationalize the denominator. 1 by root 2. This is an irrational number or a real number. We have to rationalize the denominator. What do? You have to multiply this value 1 by root 2 with root 2 to the numerator as well as to the denominator. 1 by root 2 into root 2 by root 2, which is equal to root 2 by root 2 into root 2 is root 2 to the whole square. 2 and root will get cancelled. The value is root 2 by 2. This is the answer. If you are given a value, say 1 by 2 plus root 3, if they ask you to rationalize the denominator, then you have to multiply the value of negative sign here. That is, you have to multiply with 2 into minus root 3 to both numerator as well as denominator. Let's multiply 2 minus root 3. So we will get the value 2 minus root 3 by, this is a plus b into a minus b, which is a square minus b square. A square, that is 2 square minus root 3 whole square. 2 and root will get cancelled. The value is 2 minus root 3 by 2 into 2 is 4 minus 3, which is 1. So the answer is 2 minus root 3. This is how you rationalize the denominator. This is the end of your chapter. Thank you.